Is a mass extinction every 30 million years coming? Professor Michael Rampino from NYU has published papers arguing that Earth's mass extinction cycle is approximately 27 million to 30 million years. His evidence suggests that Earth is by no means an absolutely safe home, but rather follows a cosmic law of scheduled clearing. Fossil evidence also shows that every 30 million to 34 million years, the solar system crosses the Milky Way's galactic plane. And precisely during this time window, the risk of a mass extinction on Earth rises drastically. Why are mass extinctions as punctual as a set alarm clock? The dinosaurs couldn't escape, and countless previous overlords could not escape it either. There was no warning, no escape, only a ruthless clearing. And now, the sun is leading us, hurtling at full speed toward this risky zone. Hello, Earthlings, I am Lao Ma. Today, based on science and archaeological discoveries, let's look into Earth's mysterious reboot pattern. What kind of force is regularly wiping Earth clean? Actually, this pattern was first discovered by studying records of mass extinctions over millions of years. Scientists found that the timing of mass extinctions and the periodic cycle of the solar system crossing the galactic plane are close. It is as if such a milestone was specifically set. Once the cycle arrives, Earth's ecosystem is forced to reboot. Based on these discoveries, as early as the 1990s, Professor Rampino integrated a vast amount of evidence, naming it the theory that crossing the disk triggers catastrophes, as the Shiva hypothesis. Then, in 2021, in a top international journal, he published a major paper in Frontiers in Earth Science, which shocked the scientific community. Using data from 89 geological events spanning 260 million years, he precisely pinned down the mass extinction cycle to around 27.5 million years. This inevitably makes one wonder, in the universe, is there truly some kind of clearing plan? To piece together these two unrelated clues, the orbital trajectory of the solar system and Earth's mass extinctions, piece it together. Please travel back to that thrilling era 66 million years ago. That ended the Cretaceous period. If you were standing on Earth at that time, you would find it to be a completely unfamiliar world. It was a world full of extremes. Everything was bigger, weirder, and more extreme than it is now. If we compare the Earth to a person, then the Cretaceous period was like Earth's rebellious adolescence, filled with a wild style and a go big or go home arrogant attitude. The famous supercontinent Pangaea had already fallen apart, and massive land masses were drifting across the ocean like puzzle pieces. That was one of the warmest periods in Earth's history. Tropical heat extended all the way to the poles. What did this mean? It meant that even in today's South and North Poles, it was lush and green back then, covered with ancient forests and exotic plants. Unlike today's world of ice and snow, in this world dominated by giant beasts, where were you? Or rather, where were our ancestors, the mammals? Unfortunately, mammals at that time were pitifully small, even smaller than today's rabbits, hiding in caves and shivering, with absolutely no presence in the ecosystem. Because any creature on land with a body size over 1 meter was basically a dinosaur. They were the undisputed overlords, ruling this planet for over 150 million years, until the arrival of that despairing day. An asteroid larger than Mount Everest, sped at 43,000 miles per hour, kilometers per hour. What does this mean? The speed of sound is about 1,200 kilometers per hour. The asteroid traveled over 30 times the speed of sound. It was like the moment a bullet hits an apple, magnified billions of times, as it tore through Earth's atmosphere. It violently compressed the air in front of it, and the friction instantly raised temperatures to match the sun's surface. Right after, it struck an area near the modern Mexican coast. At that moment, the chaos released was beyond human imagination. This was not just a disaster, this was the end of the world. A massive shockwave swept across the globe, leveling everything in its path. If advanced aliens happened to be passing by then, they would be shocked to find that Earth's appearance was completely changed instantly. The powerful dinosaurs that ruled for millions of years thus became cold fossils in the Earth's crust. But here comes the main point. This world-destroying asteroid, where on Earth did it actually come from? Was it a random accident, or destiny? This brings us back to the cycle mentioned earlier. Every 30 million years or so, our solar system passes through the disk of the Milky Way. We need to know that the Milky Way is not flat. It is like a plate with a certain thickness. And the solar system does not stay in the middle of the plate. It is like riding a roller coaster, shuttling up and down through the disk of the Milky Way. Cardiff University scientists found an amazing mechanism. When we pass through the densest region of the galactic disk, gravity from surrounding massive gas and dust clouds will disturb comets on the edge of our solar system. Scientists call this phenomenon the bounce effect. A group of calm comets originally orbited the solar system's edge, just like balls set up on a pool table. When we cross the galactic disk, the massive gravitational pull is like slamming the table hard. These comets instantly lose control, get kicked out of their orbits, and rush into the inner solar system like a rainstorm. Some of them inevitably crashed into Earth. This completely subverts our past understanding. This asteroid might not have simply lost its way. It was drawn over by the gravity of the Milky Way. Computer models show that, when we cross the disk of the Milky Way, the probability of Earth being hit will skyrocket by 10 times. Moreover, the age data of craters on Earth also surprisingly matches this cycle. Indeed, approximately every 36 million years, we take a beating. But it is not over yet. The universe's toll on Earth involves more than one method. New York University research says, when the solar system passes through the Milky Way disk, there's another side effect. It causes Earth's core to overheat. Dark matter or high-density interstellar matter might interact with Earth's core, causing the core to heat up. What does a heating core trigger? Large-scale volcanic eruptions, and it might even tear plates apart. The Deccan Traps, formed at the end of the Cretaceous period, is one of the largest supervolcanic provinces in the world. As for what triggered its eruption, scientists have debated endlessly, but the latest research hints that this might be precisely the result of Earth's core being heated as we cross the Milky Way disk. So the situation the dinosaurs faced back then was meteor showers falling from the sky and magma erupting from the ground. This was quite literally a double whammy of disasters. There was no way out. So, are we safe now? The bad news is, our current position in the Milky Way shows that we are very close to, or currently crossing, the galactic disk. Although not all scientists agree with this doomsday theory, and some astrophysicists believe the probability is extremely low, it at least sounds an alarm for us. For human civilization to continue, we cannot stay in the cradle of Earth forever. Otherwise, we might eventually face the same fate as the dinosaurs. Aside from this massive million-year cycle, our solar system has never been truly peaceful. Zooming out, there are as many as 200 billion to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way, and everyone is moving. Although the distances between stars seem vast, over the long river of time, the odds of two stars passing near each other are not low. The last star known to have passed near the Sun is Scholz's star. which visited about 70,000 years ago. However, the latest research from 2024 and 2025 has uncovered an even more shocking secret. In its evolutionary history, our solar system may have experienced an extremely thrilling, close-range flyby. This is the $110 Australian flyby event that has recently been hotly debated in the scientific community. German astrophysicist Susanne Falzner's team found through thousands of simulations that a rogue star during the early formation of the solar system once roared past at a distance of just 110 astronomical units from the Sun. What does this mean? To give everyone an intuitive idea, the farthest flying probe launched by humanity, Voyager 1, has been flying for nearly 50 years, and is currently only 164 astronomical units away from us. In other words, the distance at which this alien star rushed in is even closer than the current position our probe has flown out to. Since Proxima Centauri, our closest star, is over 4 light-years away, this is quite literally a cosmic-level close shave. Why are scientists so certain that this flyby occurred? Because only this can explain the unexplained chaos at the edge of the solar system. They found a large cluster of bodies past Neptune, and their orbits are retrograde, meaning they revolve opposite to all the planets. And there's also that distant dwarf planet, Sedna. Its orbit is absurdly distant. Its perihelion is over 76 astronomical units away. Even Saturn's moon, Phoebe, as well as those messy irregular satellites around Jupiter and Neptune, might all be victims of this flyby event. They might have originally been trans-Neptunian objects, whose orbits were forcibly altered by this passing star, and were eventually caught by major planets. This means that the chaos at the edge of the solar system is actually an ancient traffic accident. Although this star has been gone for billions of years, the stars it left behind are still affecting us today. Meanwhile, humanity's probes are field testing these hypotheses. NASA's New Horizons, launched in 2006, is one of the fastest spacecraft in human history, traveling at over 58,000 kilometers per hour. It first brought us a clear view of Pluto's true face, that fantastical world with ice mountains, solid nitrogen plains, and glaciers. Subsequently, it continued deeper into the Kuiper Belt. This is the solar system's frozen graveyard. New Horizons is already more than 60 astronomical units away from the Sun. At this distance, it teamed up with the Subaru telescope on Earth and made another revolutionary discovery. Traditional models suggested that the Kuiper Belt would end abruptly at around 50 astronomical units from the Sun, and beyond that should be an empty void. However, the latest observations from late 2024 to 2025 revealed that in the region 70 to 90 astronomical units away from the Sun, a new batch of celestial bodies was actually discovered. At present, at least 11 such celestial bodies have been confirmed. What next? This indicates that the Kuiper Belt might be much larger than we imagined, and there might be a second-tier structure between the known Kuiper Belt and this newly discovered structure. There is a mysterious gap. This kind of ring-gap-ring structure is something we often see in other young stellar disks than the Milky Way. If this is confirmed, it means our solar system is not that special. Musical notes: we are just an ordinary star system in the universe that follows universal physical laws. As for New Horizons, it is currently sailing alone in this mysterious gap, heading toward the unknown second boundary. Speaking of a system's edge, what everyone is most concerned about must be that legendary Planet 9. For years, astronomers have suspected that a giant object with 5 to 10 times the mass of Earth is hiding beyond Neptune, because a group of icy bodies out there have orderly orbits as if shaped by a massive gravitational force. However, new members discovered in the past 2 years might pour cold water on this theory. The possibility of Planet 9's existence is becoming smaller and smaller, First, there is a small celestial body code named Ammonite, discovered by the Fossil Project. Designated as 2023 KQ14. A true living fossil. It runs on an extremely elongated elliptical orbit, taking 4,000 years to orbit the Sun. 2023 KQ14. When the Egyptians were still moving stones to build the pyramids, Ammonite had just begun its current orbit, and has only just returned today. But the problem is, the orbits of Ammonite and other bodies supporting Planet 9 are not consistent. It is like a disobedient soldier who broke the originally orderly formation. Even more fatal evidence comes from another newly discovered celestial body, 2017 of 201. This object is even more extreme, taking 25,000 years to orbit the Sun once. And at its farthest, it travels 50 times the distance of Neptune. The main point is that its orbit completely defies standard expectations. Scientists ran many computer simulations, and the results reveal the paradox. If that legendary Planet 9 truly existed, then the orbit of a celestial body like 2017 of 201 would become highly unstable, and Planet 9 should have kicked it out long ago. But the fact is, it stays there subtly, which means either this celestial body is a 1 in a billion survivor, or the Planet 9 we have been searching so hard for does not exist at all. The wind in the scientific community is now shifting. More and more astronomers are beginning to think there is no hidden planet. Those strange orbits might just be illusions caused by our observational bias. Or perhaps they are remnants left behind by an ancient stellar flyby. Widen your perspective a bit, and you find an even more shocking fact. We actually live inside a giant bubble. Scientists call it the local hot bubble. This is a low-density region spanning 1,000 light-years, and internal gas reaches millions of degrees. How did this thing come to be? About 14 million years ago, a series of supernova explosions occurred near us, like blowing up a balloon. These explosions pushed away gas and dust, forming a massive cavity. About 5 million years ago, our Sun wandered into this bubble during its Milky Way journey, and it is still drifting inside today. Recently, Germany's Eurosita X-ray telescope, operating outside Earth's atmosphere without any interference, captured a clear image of this bubble for us. As a result, scientists found a major secret. This bubble is not entirely enclosed. There is actually a mysterious interstellar tunnel leading right to constellation Centaurus. This is like a subway network in the Milky Way, where these hot bubbles connect to each other through tunnels, forming a vast network structure within the cold interstellar medium. This means that our Milky Way might be full of these invisible pathways, making us like specks of dust inside the holes of a giant cheese from the 30 million year extinction cycles. To the giant bubble enveloping us. We once thought the solar system was a quiet, stable safe haven, but now it seems more like a small boat sailing in the turbulent ocean of the Milky Way. All of this shatters our understanding of the universe. Perhaps just as scientists say, the reason we can stand here and ponder these questions is because, among the countless dice rolls of the cosmos, we just happen to be lucky enough. So, how much longer can this luck last? In this universe full of uncertainties, humanity's only way out is perhaps to keep exploring outward until we can take control of our own destiny. The universe is vast, but life is even grander. So get some good rest and good night.